Hi everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, I am bringing you a full auto team, fairly accessible, fairly budget team that can absolutely smash through the Hydra on normal difficulty. I mean, as you can see right here, we're 17 minutes into this run, almost 100 turns in, and 24 million damage here on normal. You're probably going, this is surely the end of the run. You forgot to record the start of it. I did forget to record the start of it. But don't worry, there's still actually plenty of run here to go. And yeah, you will also get to see a really fun ending to this run, which I'd never seen before and I thought was quite funny. But yes, right, I will also show you the gear for the champions at the end of the video. And as I show you what the team is doing here, I'll also suggest some alternative champions in case you don't have these specific ones or you don't have these specific ones built up yet. Some alternatives you could bring in to get a team sort of like this going straight away. And yeah, I'm recording this Sunday night, so I might be a bit tired, a bit all over the place, so sorry about that. But tomorrow on Monday, I'll basically, when the fusion starts, the fragment collector for, the Godfather, whatever his name is, I will do a video on that and sort of break down where the events are lining up and which bits you should look out for. What I think will be the hard bits for it, where you might want to save gems and energy and try to free up some time to grind out things. We'll talk about that and the shard events and blah, blah, blah. Right, let's dive into this run. Let's talk about what's going on here. The first thing we have to talk about is definitely Ninja. Ninja on the far left. He's the big damage for this composition. There are alternative champions you could bring in. Basically, your best damage dealer is what you want to bring in. Ninja's particularly good for this because of his escalation passive. The longer he fights, and as you can see, this is a long fight on normal. The longer he fights, he gets his attack boosted up loads, his crit damage boosted up loads. So he smacks really hard, and he's applying AoE HP burns as well on those single target hail burn hits, which again adds up to a nice chunk of extra damage. But one big change this week in the last patch that came with Hydra that wasn't announced in the patch notes, and huge shout out to Saphira from Hell Hades Gaming. I think that's the name of their YouTube channel. It's basically Hell Hades, sort of his team's YouTube channel. But he did an unofficial patch note breakdown where he actually went into the code of the game and figured out what they had changed that they hadn't told us about in the patch notes. And one of those changes was that the Hydra heads, which are supposed to be taking, maybe it was one of his clanmates figured it out actually. I can't remember quite now. But the Hydra heads were supposed to be taking 200% increased damage when decapitated. Apparently they weren't actually doing that. They were taking much less damage than that. So in this week's patch, they've actually fixed it, which means that champions that just straight up hit really hard, any hard hitting damage dealers, when they hit decapitated heads now, are going to do tons of damage. You guys might have caught Boomer's video. He did more damage than me, a lot more damage than me. He went in with a absolutely maxed out super whale Trunda and actually one-keyed the normal difficulty boss. Not just one-keyed it as in he got whatever his points for one key. No, he killed the entire normal boss by himself with one single key. Did about twice as much damage, I think, as I'm doing in today's video, maybe more. But yeah, that's with a Trunda. Her A2 is completely broken. I can't remember the exact maths of it, but she's broken. Not really a budget replacement though, Trunda. Not really a budget replacement for Ninja. You're basically putting in your best damage dealer. Even single target damage dealers are really good because they can just slam damage into these decapitated heads. We'll see. Try pay attention when Ninja, whenever he does actually land a hit on one of these heads. We see, maybe he's going to hit it now. He has True Fear on though. He might miss. He hit it, but he didn't crit. My Ninja doesn't have 100% crit. But even with a non-crit, hit it for 130,000. When he crits these heads, he should hit them for about 500,000 damage each time with my Ninja build. So yeah, he's hitting that really hard. Just doing tons of damage. Who else do we have in there? We've Akoth the Seared, who's been in tons of my teams. He's in the lead. He's bringing us AoE HP burn, and he's bringing some shielding from the team, for the team to help us stay alive. Any HP burner works. AoE HP burner can work. And if you don't even have that, honestly, any other damage dealer can work as well. Try have them not be super squishy so that they don't die too much if you don't have as many revivers as I do on this team, like Arbiter. Talk about her in a second. But if you're low on revivers, maybe bring someone a bit tankier like Akoth is. But basically, we just want someone else who can do damage so that we can actually have a bit of oomph to break Ninja free whenever Ninja gets eaten by the heads. And also just for doing more damage in general. Always good. Arbiter. Really, really important. Really good hero for Hydra. Arbiter is, of course, a guaranteed champion when you finish that first big set of missions, the first big mission reward. Arbiter is fantastic for Hydra. She brings us increased attack, tons of turn meter boost, an AoE revive. She does some AoE buff reduction on the enemy team, brings a single target weaken on her A1. Just a ton of really great stuff for the team. And yeah, that increased attack especially helping Ninja hit harder, and just the turn meter boost helping us go fast. Tanix Hate Flower, there in sort of the back side, she's red affinity. She's also great for this as well. Tanix is coming in. She's bringing us AoE decreased speed, which is a really rare ability. Actually, when you come and look at Hydra champions, very rare to get decreased speed. So I think Tanix as a login reward is fantastic for this. And she also brings us healing as well. When she attacks with her A1, if she hits someone with decreased speed, you can see Ninja's Hailburn, every single hit does 300,000 direct damage to a decapitated head on top of War Master procs, on top of HP burn explosion. It's tons of damage. So yeah, Tanix is doing that. Again, you could replace these. Like, you could take Tanix and Arbiter out, and you could put in Sill of the Drakes and Haikatoon, or Apothecary, for example, which are more early game champions. So Sill of the Drakes, Haikatoon, login champions that are more relevant for early game progression. So you could put those in instead. So, like, you know, instead of Tanix decreasing the Hydra speed, Haikatoon boosts your speed. And then Sill of the Drakes brings you a revive, and some healing as well, sort of compensate for the Arbiter Tanix healing and for the Arbiter revive. So that would also work. Wouldn't be as good, I don't think, but it would do okay. And again, they're more relevant for early game. We just eaten there, so unfortunately off the field is Rector Drath. She's bringing us Perfect Veil and tons of healing, also a backup revive. So she's so good for this, so good. She just had a guaranteed event for 4 Sacred Shards as well. If you don't have her, Tatura Rhymehide, he was the fusion we just had at Christmas. Tatura Rhymehide also brings you Perfect Veil for your team, which is going to help you deal with the Fear Head. And also Perfect Veil gives you, I think it's 15% damage reduction. So helping us to stay alive and tank through the damage coming in, because we don't have decreased attack with this team or increased defense with this team. So Tatura Rhymehide would be a good alternative here. He'd be a good alternative, and you might need to sub in then another good healer. Like, instead of Tanix, you might need to give up the speed and bring in a bigger healer. I think Operdin Clanfather, the upcoming fusion, and be a great example of a fantastic healer. Will do tons of healing, so he could be a decent substitute there. You might just have to deal with the fear if you don't have a Perfect Veil champion. Duchess Lilitu is the other option, so good luck. Or Inquisitor Shamael. But yeah, we're actually coming up to the end of this run, and look at this, hilarious. We have like 2 turns until Arbiter's eaten. 3 of the Hydra heads have someone eaten at this point. So at this point, I thought it was so funny. You're just getting eaten left, right, and center. The final champion in here then is Ugo, who's bringing us decreased defense and block buffs, AoE. She also brings some healing. She also places Leech. Look at this. They've eaten so many of my champions. I think there's actually a few times here where literally they can't eat my champions. Like, here they should have eaten her, but they couldn't eat her because she was literally dead. It's absolutely hilarious. But there you go. It took 34 minutes, guys, but basically full auto. Now, I was tapping on the head that ate my champions just to break them out more quickly. You could just not do that and get away with it, and you'd be fine. I'd recommend just clicking on Ninja when he gets it, because he eats the highest crit damage person. So Ninja will always be eaten first in this composition. So just break him out, and then he'll just incidentally break everyone else out with Hailburn until he gets eaten again, which is obviously more than enough damage to hit the 6 million that you need. But as we look at this composition, we can see the damage breakdowns, right? So Ninja obviously doing absolutely tons of damage, slamming that damage in, 26 million himself. Akoth, our secondary damage dealer, he's doing, 14 million. He's actually doing a good chunk with those AoE HP burns, and that works well in conjunction with Ninja. And again, if you don't have Ninja, if you've got a different damage dealer in there, an AoE HP burner is pretty good too, because it's going to give you access to that debuff, which is awesome. Ugo bringing us, a good chunk of healing. Good chunk of healing from Ugo. And the leech as well. I think these healing numbers from individuals, like Ninja obviously doesn't heal. I believe that's him healing himself from the leech that Ugo put out, I think. Tanix doing actually a decent chunk of damage, right? Tanix is an okay amount of damage from a support. It's not bad. And a decent chunk of healing. Most of our healing coming from Rector Drath. So again, Operdin Clanfather, if you don't have a really good healer, I actually think that's one great thing about this fusion. He's going to absolutely churn out the heals like crazy. So I think he could be a good option to bring in to your Hydra team. But that is that's the team. Again, if we jump in here, like you can see for normal, you're looking for 6.66, repeating, of course, 1,000,000 damage for the warrior chest. But yeah, you can see like the rest of our clan, people are getting more comfortable with this rotation for sure. We've got a good few people one keying or getting close to one keying. There's still a couple of days, so a lot of people haven't used their keys yet. But like normal's almost dead, so people are getting comfortable with this rotation. We have a Geomancer style team coming in here. You see a couple of my clanmates are bringing in the Akoth as well, having good success with that. Though I can notice looking at these comps that there's definitely a lack of perfect veil stuff. Like that's where people are struggling a bit. Like Rector's in there, but he doesn't have perfect veil right here, for example. So that can definitely be an issue. But yeah, let's take a look at the stats on these champions. Let's see how they are looking. And yeah, there we go. So we have Arbiter was in there. Arbiter is literally just she's PvP build. So she's actually built reasonably well. My Arbiter's not super quick for my point of my account. She's actually quite slow for where I am. She's going to be much faster than you would be when you first get Arbiter. But you're basically just building her fast and then building her with some tankiness outside of that, right? So tanky, but mostly just going fast. And again, her masteries are just set up for PvP for Arena. She's great for Hydra, but I would be prioritizing her for Arena. So that's how she's built. Speed sets. And yeah, I can click through the gear so you can see it actually individually. Her weapon, her helmet, her shield, her gauntlets, her chest, and her boots. Then she's got HP ring, defense amulet, and attack banner. She has an attack banner that doesn't have hang on. Okay, we're fixing this right now. Oh my god. Yo, dudes. Hey, there's an extra 4% defense on my Arbiter. That's gonna make PvP easier. Wow, who knew? Who knew that me showing you builds would be so useful? Did I miss any glyphs on other pieces of gear? You know what? I'll go back through it myself. I probably have missed some glyphs. That's kind of funny. Ninja then was coming in. I know people can get frustrated for Ninja. Like I sort of was taking it for granted that people would have Ninja, that they might not have built him out or geared him yet. But yeah, not having Ninja obviously sucks for newer accounts because he's so good. I'd love it if I assume that there's a bunch of legal reasons why they can't release him again. But hopefully they'll make another champion that does stuff like Ninja and maybe make him like a fusion in the future or something. Even if he's slightly worse than Ninja, if he still does similar stuff, it'd be kind of cool. But he's in Relentless set, so chance to take extra turns. He's built for Bad Eater. So he has his weapon there. Head, shield, he's got crit damage gloves, attack chest, speed boots. He has an attack ring with chance to counterattack, crit damage amulet with chance to counterattack, and an attack banner. So obviously he's going to be built really well. He's my damage dealer for Demon Lord. So he's fast and he hits hard. He's actually quite lacking in crit rate. That's just the best I can do with the Relentless gear that I have. So yeah, that is my Ninja, and his masteries are just built for clan boss, for Demon Lord, and just doing damage basically is what he's there for. And he does a lot of damage. So again, if your Ninja's not as built, he won't do as much damage, though the HP burn and the activations do a lot. You could stick in, again, your best damage dealer, stick them in there and they will do the damage job. He's just really in there for damage, seeing as Akoth does cover us with HP burn. We had no other legendaries in this composition. Next up, we had Tanix, old Tanix Hate Flower. There she is. Oh, let's see. How's she doing on Hydra? Oh, she's up to 14 reviews now on Hydra. Some people kind of like her. She has retaliation set, so counterattacking, because her A1 heals whenever she hits. So just more counterattacks helps her do that more often. She has, again, retaliation set, and she's got a weapon, which isn't very glyphed. Helmet, shield. She has a chest plate, gloves. I could put bigger speed glyphs on this stuff. Speed boots. So this is HP percentage and crit rate. Then she has a HP ring, a HP neck that needs to be rolled up, and a HP a banner that needs to be rolled up as well. So we'll get to that. And then for her mastery, she's going down War Master. And then she's just getting longer duration on her decreased speed to try to keep that up as much as possible. And then some more speed when people die, just so she can help top people up a bit more. Presumably health is low at that point. We've got Rector Drath coming in. She's in so many of my teams. I love Rector Drath. Like I said, I think Operdin, Clanfather, or any really good healer could take her place. I think Operdin is going to be a good alternative for early game players. She has extended buffs and more speed when people are dead, and War Master. And she is in with this needs to be glyph too. Man, I'm really slacking on the glyph front. This is embarrassing. She has her headpiece, her shield. She has HP percent gloves, a resistance chest. She's actually too much resistance for normal Hydra. You don't need that much. She has speed boots. She has a HP ring, HP amulet, and resistance banner. Again, she has too much resistance for Hydra normal, but good for higher difficulties if you bring her in. So she's fast, she's tanky, and she's like that. Did I show you the Tanix totals? I don't remember. But Tanix, lots of health, quick. She needs 100% crit rate. I'm a bit short. That's okay. And that's the way she's built. I showed you the legendaries, didn't I? I tell you guys, I shouldn't have recorded this so late. I'm tired. My brain is not catching up. So Ninja, I think, yeah, I did show you Ninja. I did. You're good. Okay. Then we have our final two champions. There's Gorgrab, who's an alternate to Arbiter for sure if you're very early game. Ugo, I've got my guide on Ugo up on the channel. She's got 3 perception sets here. She's coming in with total stats, very high HP, so she heals more with that. She's very fast and accurate. She's bringing that decreased defense and block buffs. Her weapon, speed. She has a helmet. She has a shield. The commentary quality is really good right now. 60% HP, 50% HP chest, speed boots, of course. Then none of her accessories are rolled up, but HP percent, HP, and HP. All the HP. And her masteries, War Master, and extended buffs, and better chance to place the buffs for the block buffs. Then finally we've Akoth, who's in with longer duration debuffs, of course. War Master, of course. And he's coming in, and he is built pretty much to be tanky. He's got 100% crit rate, and a tiny bit of crit damage. He's got some resistance. Fairly tanky, fairly all-around build. Again, I've got an Akoth guide on the channel, so you can hear more in detail about Akoth. But he has a weapon. He has a helmet. He has a shield. Then he has crit rate gloves, defense percent chest, speed boots. He has a HP ring. The attack is not glyphed because he doesn't use attack. That one is glyphed because I probably needed it for a mission. Don't worry about it. He's got crit rate damage. He's got crit damage amulet. And he has a resistance banner. Again, there's room to upgrade this stuff with better glyphs and stuff. That's okay, though. But there you go, guys. That is the team. That is the gear. Some ideas for alternative champions. Now, obviously, these champions are geared for, like, a reasonably late game account. So, this isn't the most insane gear in the world by any means, but this is much better than you have early game. So you'll just have to work around it. But seeing as we did 54 million, you've got quite a bit of leeway there to swap in some perhaps weaker champions, supplement it with perhaps even stronger champions, and make the best with what you have got as well. If you have a similar composition to this one with some alternatives, especially budget alternatives, you could let us know in the comments so people could take a look at that and follow that advice as well. But guys, thank you for watching. Good luck with your Hydra runs, and I will see you for more videos soon. I'm going to bed. Good night.